I want President Trump to know that I will use my staff of freedom to proudly bring forth, a message that should say to him, he may not finish this term. He may not finish this term. He may not finish this term. He may not finish. He may not finish this term.
Listen, come here. Shut your stupid ass up. Say that, folks. What did your dumb ass say it?
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Mika, and we're back for another Red Cup Talks because this is where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. So I wanted to come on today and talk about something that's happening right now in Washington, D.C. and in a lot of cities across the country. And what is it? It's the hands-off protest. The hands-off protest is the liberals going out there saying, hey, Elon, hey, Trump, don't touch our democracy. Don't touch our departments that we love. You know, USAID. They don't know what these departments are, but they love it anyway, okay? And they're out there just going off about anything and everything they can. When I tell you liberals have no common sense, a lot of them, they just don't. And when I tell you the ones that do, they stay home because they don't want to deal with it either. I want you guys to see exactly what's going on with this protest. Watch.
I just hope that someone would love me.
Democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Hey, hey, ho, ho. He lost us, yes, yes, no. Hey, hey, ho, honestly, ho. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
All right, so you guys just saw that. I also want you guys to see this tweet that Kamala just happened to go pull up on X, okay? When I tell you that she just won't go away, she won't go away. We talked about her already the other day, right? We talked about her coming back saying that, I told you so. Well, she decided that she was going to post a post, you know, in the middle of all of this mayhem with all of these protests, okay? This is what she had to say. Today, in every state across our nation, Americans are standing up to an administration that is implementing Project 2025 at full speed ahead. Thank you for using your voices and the power of the protest. Don't let anybody steal your power, okay? Thank you for standing up for Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, the Department of Education, and programs like Head Start, for clean air and clean water, and for the right to make decisions about your own body without government interference. Meanwhile, you know, the C-19, you had to go get the jab, only to turn around and hear that most of those companies are being sued. Why? Because they had adverse infections, but you have autonomy over your body, right? Also, this same administration that Kamala comes from did the auto-enrollment, which means the auto-enrollment of men or boys having to sign up for selective services, you know, the military, you know, the draft. Where's their autonomy? These people never miss when it comes to hypocrisy. All right, so now on to more hypocrisy. I want you guys to see some of the speakers, but this one speaker I want to show first was a whole immigrant. And I'm talking about illegal alien immigrant. And I mean, she had no problem with getting up there saying that she came here illegally, saying that she was undocumented. Oh, don't worry about it. Not only is that protected, she's also queer and she's here. Watch this.
Teresa Martinez Rosas. I am an immigrant. I am undocumented, unafraid, queer, and unashamed.
All right, so you guys just saw all of that. However, here are other speakers that should know better, like Congress people. Here are some of the squad, the crazy ones, the scammers, the people that just like attention, but don't really do their job in Congress. Yes, here they are speaking down on the mall at these protests here in Washington, D.C. And you can only imagine what they were talking about. TDS, bald-headed reasoning. Watch.
To deny their vote to a slimy administration who has proved time and time again that their cruelness is beyond no end. You elected us to adhere not only to the Constitution, but the promise of the framers, the Hebrew text and the New Testament, the Quran and the words of the Baha'i, and every single religion that surrounds this great nation. Isaiah 10, verse 1 and 2 is clear. The Hebrew Bible is clear. Woe who injects false and cruel laws that makes the fatherless poor. Woe who is those who inject false narratives that ensures that the widows have nothing. I tell you one thing here, as a new member of Congress and as an organizer, 30 years deep in our neighborhoods, and yes, I'm from Oakland.
Folks, we are in a fight. We are in a fight for our democracy. We are in a fight for our Constitution. We are in a fight for our families. We are in a fight for the kind of future we want in this country. We are currently living through a president who wants to be a dictator. In America, we do not accept dictators and we do not accept kings. We have a billionaire who has bought a seat next to the president, using him as a puppet. American democracy has never been for sale, and it won't be today.
I want President Trump to know that I will use my staff of freedom to bring forth, proudly bring forth, a message that should say to him, he may not finish this term. He may not finish this term. He may not finish this term. He may not finish. He may not finish this term.
All right, so you guys just saw all of that. So when you watch all of this, you got to think, what is all of this for? Okay, you have people down there talking about socialism is better than fascism. I'm just like, you guys don't know what you're saying. Now, another keynote speaker that was down there represented the transgender advocates, okay? They were down there talking about bathrooms and this and that, when I'm just like, what happened to women's rights, okay? Women's rights, according to Kamala and friends, is supposed to be for women to have the autonomy, but we don't even have the autonomy to say who can stay out of our bathrooms. We don't have the autonomy to say who can stay out of our sports, okay? Take this story right here in the state of Maryland. Here we go.
There's nothing for me and there's everything for him, because I have no choice as a woman, as a female, in where I compete. I am a woman and I have an athletic disadvantage to men. Initially, I told them that I was refusing defense because this person is a man and I am a woman and this is a women's tournament, and I refused defense on principle. My opponent was a little bit confused, thinking that I was maybe hurt, and I said, no, I am refusing defense to you because I'm a woman and you are a man. I have much love and respect for you, but I will not compete against you. His response was, okay, but there's a member of the board of directors here, and he supports me, and there's a policy that says that I'm a woman and I'm allowed to compete in the women's tournament, and if you do this, you're going to get black carded. And I said, I know.
With stories like this, you would think at these marches, they would look at who they have as keynote speakers, but they don't. The left employs any and everyone that is opposite of Donald Trump and Elon Musk and has TDS, and yes, you all know, bald-headed reasoning. Here is the transgender advocate talking about they're upset because the TSA agent looked at their passport and saw that they're a man. Watch.
Just yesterday, I had a TSA officer look at my ID, confused, and tell me, pretty sure that's you. That's what it means to be trans in America right now. And while the economy is crumbling and families are struggling, this administration wants you to think that I'm the threat. They want you to think that I'm the threat for visiting my doctor, for using a restroom, or playing tennis, or God forbid, flying a plane. Donald Trump and Elon Musk will tell you that I don't exist. But I do. I exist. Trans people are here and we're not going anywhere. We are the future. We see you. We see you. We see you.
All right, so you guys just saw that. Like, you can't make none of this stuff up. Everybody deserves human rights. However, we cannot act like things don't exist, all right? We cannot act like women aren't here, men aren't here. There should be a lane for transgender folks, okay? I have no problem with that. I know a lot of people that are in the LGBT community, QIA+, all of that good stuff, okay? However, you cannot say you advocate for women's rights when the woman's right to choose is being taken away, literally, because they're saying they don't want you in their spaces, all right? This is the argument that makes no sense. You cannot have an argument and disenfranchise another group. Like, that's the whole purpose of your argument. You can't make this stuff up. These protests are nonsense. It never makes any sense. So here are my thoughts. Let's pour it up. My thoughts are this. The left is just a bunch of nuts, okay? They don't even believe in the stuff that they say they believe in, because none of these people will take in illegal migrants in their own homes, okay? They're just saying that because they don't have to see these people. They're not in their communities. They're not bothering them, okay? So that's one of the things. Also, 9 times out of 10, these lefties are saying that they support transgenderism, but they aren't looking at the implications of the people that want to transition back afterwards, especially people from male to female. They don't look at those studies. They only look at gender dysphoria. They don't look at how many people's lives are ruined when they transition too early. The left also doesn't realize that they don't know economics. They have no econ classes in none of these liberal schools, okay? When I say no econ classes, meaning no professors that are actually teaching these people about tariffs, teaching them actually about real good accounting, actually teaching them about how the stock market really works. They're not being taught any of this stuff. And so they're out there marching about tariffs when tariffs were the way of the world. And they're still the way of the world because China, because India, because Taiwan, because Vietnam, because Canada and Mexico have all charged us tariffs at a high rate. And as your girl Nancy Pelosi even said,
is that on this day, your member of Congress could have drawn the line to say to the President of the United States, do something about this U.S.-China trade relationship that is a job loser for the United States.
We're letting China get away with this, okay? Nancy said it. The main Democrat, the HBIC in charge, all right? She said it. And the thing about it is the Democrats want you to believe that they don't like any of these policies. They do. They just don't like them coming from Donald Trump because Donald Trump is working for the American people instead of working to put money in their own pockets. Donald Trump is rich. He doesn't need your money. Elon Musk is rich. He definitely don't need your money. So what can you do with these type of people? Absolutely nothing. So when they work for you, they work for you. When Nancy works for you, when Sleazy E works for you, you get nothing in return. And they know it. You guys get down in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about this whole protest, all of the snowflakes, all of the Dems out there with their protesting, just saying whatever. And Kamala, who keeps interjecting herself. Like, she wants to be talked about so bad. Like, you can't sit with us, girl. Like, you can't sit with us. We don't want you. Take it back. You guys get down in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. It's your girl, Mika, and I'm out. Peace.